In this episode, we'll talk about why anyone can PvP, how scramblers and disruptors work, and their significance when it comes to selecting a fighting style. Unlike my last girlfriend, PvP isn't easy, but you shouldn't take that to mean its skill points prohibitive. You already have all the skills you'll need to start, and while skill points do matter, they matter far less than a solid understanding of combat mechanics and knowing what you should and should not engage. A perfect example of this is the YouTube video Vellator Can Do It Too, in which Kit Climb uses a rookie ship to punch far above his own weight class. While I'm not encouraging you to start attacking battlecruisers in your Reaper, it serves to highlight what's possible when you begin to understand your own capabilities and the limitations of your enemy. It's easy to open the ship tree, scroll to the right and think, the big golden dildo, so that's how I win. But EVE is different from other MMORPGs and penises in the fact that bigger isn't necessarily better. As ships scale up, their ability to deal with smaller targets scales down. Higher tier modules and weaponry may offer better performance, but they do so in exchange for higher fitting requirements and increased costs. The point of this being, there is no ship, module, or skill point level that will make one proficient at PvP. Proficiency is developed through repeated loss, time, and determination. You will make poor decisions and bad calls, resulting in multiple drop kicks to the groin. The only question is, will you stand up, spread your legs, and tell local to kick harder? PvP is a lot like date rape. While both parties may be agreeable at first, someone is bound to change their mind once they realize they're about to get screwed. And if PvP is rape, then warp disruptors and scramblers are the roofie colada of any engagement. These modules prevent an enemy from warping away once they realize you're not interested in pursuing a meaningful committed relationship. Disruptors, commonly referred to as long points, hold targets at ranges of 20 kilometers or more. Scramblers, also called scrams or short points, are only effective to about 10 kilometers but have the added benefit of shutting off microwarp drives. Those two numbers, 10 and 20 kilometers, are important as we'll use them to define a fighting style. While there are many fighting styles to choose from, we'll focus on the predominant two, brawling and kiting. Generally speaking, brawlers operate in scrambler ranges, under 10 kilometers, sacrificing speed and mobility for bigger tanks and higher damage output. Whereas kiters tend to operate closer to 20 kilometers, compromising tank and damage for speed and range control. Either ship is in trouble if the enemy is able to maintain their preferred position. A kiting ship can whittle away at a brawler that's unable to catch it, and a kiting target that gets caught by a brawler will melt faster than crotch butter. Your first decision should be fighting style, as it will help you determine what ship you should fly and how to fit it. For someone just starting out, I'd recommend kiting, as you'll be more likely to have the option to disengage from fights that aren't going your way. That's all I have time for today, so to recap, skill points aren't a barrier for PvP, bigger isn't better, disruptors are for kiters, scramblers are for brawlers, and tricks are for kids. Until next time, fly dangerously.